Hi everyone, it is September 10th and I am doing this a little bit differently than I have done ever before, I believe, on my channel. So this is a specific message to Trisha from someone that has crossed over, and I ask how this may benefit people who are just observing this, like who are just watching, and are other messages going to be coming through for people who are watching. And what I gather from this particular individual and those around, so the guardian angels or people, let me specify with this too, because they want me to specify, is when someone crosses over, there might be questions like, well, can't they be my guardian angels? Aren't they my guardian angels? And in essence, this particular individual is her guardian angel at this point. He loves her so much. He's always by her side. And he has persistently come through on the other videos that I've posted on her. And I am not aware if I've acknowledged, I don't remember what I said in my last reading that I just posted a couple days ago on her, but this energy has not left because I did not give enough time or attention. Like, I didn't give enough focus to his message that he wants to get across. And so ultimately, I think, so yeah, they can be your guardian angels, but you know them as someone here on earth, you know? There are other entities like guardian angels that are with you since birth and before birth that have been with you, sometimes even for lifetimes. And so that I just wanted to specify that. Sorry, there, it's like the energy is very, very strong, and I would say like urgent, like immediate, like he wants to get this to you as quickly as possible is what I'm getting. And I'm respectfully asking him to like take the back seat so I can also explain to you guys and anyone who's watching this, basically, that when people who've passed away come through, irregardless of your connection with them in this life, they come through because they love you. They come through because they care about you, and there's some sort of reassurance or acknowledgement to you of that compassion that they have. And that's the sole reason, because it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of energy to reach us. And so that's something that I want to point out for you. So this person, I would 100% say this would be your uncle. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I keep getting reaffirming hits when I say that in my mind, because I can feel it's a male energy. I feel him connected to you, but not directly connected to you. So it's not your immediate family. It's not a brother, a sister, a mother, or a father. And it's not someone that's younger than you. And it's someone that is still somehow related, somehow connected in that way. and he's indicating that he's older than you, and the way that he's always come across to me is he's showing me the guy from, it's a TV show, I don't remember what it's called, where there's like a regular family, like the typical husband and wife and kids, and then the father has like a young Spanish wife, and then they're also related to a gay couple, male and male gay couple that ended up adopting like an Asian daughter, and it's a sitcom, like supposed to be like a funny sitcom, and it's not recording anymore. Ariel Winter, I know her name. She was on that show. So he always shows me as the gay uncle and like the pudgier one. And so that reaffirms to me either his personality, like just like energetic, which is how I feel. He's very energetic, comedic. He's just very funny and very supportive and very loving, very affectionate, very sensitive, but can kind of put on a buff attitude. And I'm going to get to this other part too, but to describe him, those are the qualities I've seen him. And also, I remember specifically I did a reading that I don't remember which one it was that I posted on Trisha, or on you, however you want to, it doesn't matter how I'm talking, but on Trisha, and my uncle showed up, and it was like reaffirming in my head then, like, uncle, like saying like there's something more to it, like, and to just go with it, like so like this person coming through really wanted me to emphasize it even more, which I didn't, because I basically told them in my head that if that was meaningful enough, then that would be enough. You know, it's like, that's okay. Like, I don't have to keep going on with that, because there are a multitude of messages from Trisha's guardian angels that were trying to come through. And it's like, even though they have messages that they want to say, her guardian angels, he, as his separate entity, a separate soul, and a separate guardian angel in his own right, really wants to talk to her and always talks to her and is always with her all the time. And he is like her comfort blanket, is kind of how he shows himself, is like, I will always support you. I will always comfort you. I will always be there for you. I will always love you. I will always see the best in you through every choice and every situation and everything that you do. And he's acknowledging that you, Trisha, you have not been showing your best side. You have not been showing your best self or face. It's like your best face, something like that is how he's wording it. But he's saying, but I know it's there. But I know it's there. And the message that he wants me to emphasize that I was talking about yesterday, he wants me to explain this more. And it's interesting because this is in unison with her guardian angels and with my guardian angels, of that this is something that could be beneficial to whomever finds this beneficial. So anyway, that basically when you judge yourself against your sins, when you cross over, your sins are probably like whatever religiously unified sins, you know, how you harm yourself intentionally, how you harm others intentionally, and what kind of impact that has left on others and essentially the rest of the world, and, you know, generationally, what does that do? And you weigh it against your good deeds. And this isn't your good deeds, whether they were done kind of like in exchange, like the specific example they're giving me is like when people say, oh, well, I want to get into heaven, so I'm going to do this in order to be perceived as a good person. It's not sincere. There is some positive, it's kind of like being neutral, you know, because you should do the right thing. You should do the good thing. You should do the honorable and giving and kind and loving and whatever, all those types of behaviors that people would do in fear of the negative consequences. So that keeps you at a neutral state. So, do you see what I'm saying? So, when it's sincere, when you genuinely have change within yourself or effort within yourself of wanting to be good to others and like really desiring that for the greater good of others and yourself. Of course, it starts with yourself in order to be able to be that for other people. In some ways, it's kind of oversimplifying it, but then that is going to, you're going to see the magnitude and the efforts and the generational impacts of that as well. And so that's the balancing of your debts of good and bad karma that you do when you cross over. And that's where you decide where things need to be adjusted. Because even if the good impact outweighs the negative, that negative from a pure perspective, a more pure perspective, not a totally pure perspective, because you're on different levels of awareness and of ascension when you cross over, that it's like an example I can give is like if you had a room full of friends and you disappointed them all, there might be one specific friend that you're like, you know, fine, I would have hurt all of them, but this particular person really didn't deserve it, and that outweighs the rest of the harm, you know, it like from how you feel. That's not the reality of it, but that's how you feel. You get what I'm saying? So that's similar to how it is when you cross over too. It's like some things you're like, that for me, I need to right my wrongs in some way, and depending on how severe it is, determines how you repay these debts in some ways. And again, it also depends on your level of awareness and ascension when you cross over, because you may not be in a proper state to accurately make those decisions. And all of this is also oversimplifying it, because there are other aspects to this and other like paths, like soul paths that people are on, especially when you get into like people who are descendants of demonic families, and how they operate is completely different. So this is more on like the more usual people level, I guess, and this is significant to Trisha specifically, and I guess whomever this might help in whatever way. So that's something that they're trying to clarify for you and emphasize for you. And basically, he's saying that there are some things that if you were honest with yourself, and it's like when you talk to someone, oftentimes you talk to him, and he's acknowledging that. And so when he says this, it's like he's saying you and I. It's like you and I both know, because we've talked about this, that there's some things that are done and over with. There's no repairing certain aspects of your life. But what you do today it's like it can dictate the rest of your future. Like, obviously, right? Obviously but it's like how severe things can be. You know, like you are determining the severity of it. Some things are going to have to be weighed against, but you can alter the course of severity. And he's showing me there's a couple things that he's connecting himself to. And it's Disney. He has a very fond connection with Disney, or with you and Disney, or with you at Disney, or with like he's connecting me to like when you do Disney inspired things, like he's very close to you during those times. He's showing me a globe, and it's like a snow globe, and in the snow globe it's like, I don't know, it's just like really beautiful and wondrous. But it feels like he's it's the term that I'm getting is he's like, I'm all things Californian. I am all things California or Californian, because he's showing me Wheel of Fortune. So it's like Wheel of Fortune, and then Disney, and like something like coming up like that is like kind of like fire. I don't know if it's fireworks or like water, like fountain, like a fountain, like the, you know, like the Bellagio fountains. I don't know. It's like I'm all those things. Or maybe like when you're there, you think of me because I'm with you. Or when you think of me, you associate me with these places, or we've been to those places, something around there. And he's showing me this is a separate message. I don't know if this is to help indicate who he is, or how he passed, or if this his color. I don't know, because he's showing me blue, like a light blue. But then I'm hearing, the sound, like the beep, like someone had passed, but I'm seeing blue. So I don't know if like his, like a circulation stopped, or there's poor circulation, or maybe he's indicating that that's something that you need to get checked out. I'm trying to give you all the options of this, because these in particular, when I'm communicating, well, actually all of them, honestly, when I do these readings, it's a lot more efficient when I can talk to you guys. But if I tell you all these different scenarios, now I'm switching back, like Trisha, then you hopefully would be able to kind of connect them where they're intended to be connected at. He's also saying that he's going to be with you very soon. So you're either going to receive a visit from him, or he's indicating that you will be giving birth soon and he's going to be there with you. He's showing me a ribbon, like a red ribbon, long ribbon, and like it looks like the end of a bow. And so I don't know if this is like congratulations, maybe that's what it is. Like maybe he's trying to indicate with all of that, maybe I'm getting off course with that, with the, maybe he's indicating congratulations on birth, like your upcoming birth or soon to have birth, or something like something about he's gonna be here soon. What is he saying? Something like, because he skips to, and it's like a scuffling, like he's like scuffling, and it's like humorous, like it's like a cartoonish, and you know when they scuffle across and it has that little like that kind of sound, it's like that's how he scuffles. It's like next subject or next thing or whatever. And so I'm not properly seeing if it's connecting or not, but he kind of just wants to get this out there, like it almost like kind of rush, like it doesn't really matter because you'll get it when you get it kind of thing. It's like, I don't know. But he's showing me like Italian, and then like spaghetti. And so I was trying to see, I'm like, was that a ribbon, like an actual red ribbon I saw, or was that a spaghetti noodle? And or like lasagna, I don't know. But he's showing me like Italian and Italy, and I don't even think that spaghetti's originally like an Italian dish, so I don't know if this is like Olive Garden or I don't know, like, but it's like funny, you know, the way he's showing me is like very lighthearted. So it's like the ribbon I saw is a more serious, I don't know if it's necessarily somber, but it's like serious. And then this Italy or Italian thing is like a more like funny. So, and then he's showing me you. He's showing me you and your husband, and then like a bar in between you guys, and then he's highlighting you. So maybe like if you talk to him about, like if you talk to your husband about this person, I still think it's your uncle, but I mean, I know it is. I'm gonna say I know it is. So it's like you talk to him while you're eating some sort of dish like that, or you're something like that. But he always, like, the way he sees you is as a baby. He sees you as a baby. I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe that's how he would talk to you, is like a baby voice, or he's like, he's just like that's just the way he's saying. He's like, you're just a baby. I don't know. He's like really funny, and expressive, and like he's very touchy-feely, not in, well, I was going to say not in a weird way, but obviously, but it's like, I was just kind of clarifying it for other people, I guess, where it's like he's just like, affectionate, you know, like European, you know, or like Italian, like, you know, they want to touch and squeeze your cheeks or squeeze your arm, like, you know, and kiss your forehead. Like, they just love. And he wants you to be, which is like, it's, I was going to say it, and then I was like, I'll tell you what happened in my head. So he's saying that he wants you, Trisha, to be patient. And then I was saying in my head, I'm like, you're not patient at all. Like, you are the least patient energy that I've felt recently. And so he's like laughing about it, and he's like, but I want her to be patient. Like, everything's all right. Like, that's it. He's trying to reassure you. He's like, everything's all right. I want you to be patient. He's showing me like the universe, from our perspective, right? Like, if you look up in the sky and you see, or if you look at that the Hubble thing, you know, and you can see the galaxies, and like, it's showing me like a breathing exercises, like a breathe, like take a deep breath, like breathe in, and then hold it, then release, like breathe. That's what he's showing me to tell you, is like, be patient, watch your breath. It's something about your circulation. He's correlating it to him, though. So it's like something with you and something with him. And he wants you to like take care of you, or take care of it, or take care of yourself. It's like, you need to take care of this. And he's just saying, like, breathe. He wants you to really just watch your breath, meditate, calm down. That's what he's saying, like, breathing. He's showing me the blue. He's showing me the blue again. And this awareness, it's like, on it, he's saying, like, I really want to come through, not only because I love you, not only because I want to, like, it's kind of like any time that you ever go to get readings, obviously you didn't get a reading from me, this is me, but he's indicating like you going to other readers, like buying readings from people. It's like he's like, I want you to know that I'm with you. And he's showing me, he's reminding me of when you're getting, you know, things you shouldn't be doing. You're getting into things you shouldn't be doing, in many different ways. And he is there too, is what he's saying. It's like, I'm there too. He's basically saying, like, it's not, like, you need to know it's not just you. It's not just you. It's almost like he's like saying, you know, as a almost like a bartering thing for you to take care of yourself. Is like, you wouldn't do this to your uncle, would you? You know, it's like, it's almost kind of in a lot of ways actually, and it's like there's a lack of self-care, like a lack of self-love, and you can start by loving someone safe. You know, it's like, I'm safe. And And he's bringing me back to the reading that I did where he was coming through so strongly, and how it's like, it's okay. It's okay to love without self-love currently. Like, he's like, I am safe. I'm guiding you. I care about you. You can start with me. You can start with loving your spiritual team. You can start by loving those who can love you in a way that is without bounds. You know, everyone has our flaws here on earth. He had his flaws on earth. You have your flaws. I do. Like, we all have seemingly deficiencies, if you will. We don't operate at our best because the human nature is flawed, right? Like, this body, these thoughts, everything, like, the human nature is flawed, point blank. That's it. And so you can start by connecting to those who are of a higher source, who are of a higher guidance. And from there, they can efficiently and properly guide you. You're not going to be perfect, but that's okay. You know, that's fine. It's like, you can strive for perfection, but you also have to know that you'll never be perfect. That's the whole part of the journey. So, like, unconditionally love yourself irregardless of those mistakes. And to push forward, not just kick back and say, okay, well, then I'm just going to be this way. No, you keep trying, and you keep acknowledging, okay, this is where I may have transgressed. Where can I make adjustments? Because he does not want to see you as a fail, is what he's saying. He's like, I don't want to see you fail. And that's basically indicating to give up is to fail. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to just throw in the towel and say, okay, well, this is it. This is who I am. This is my journey. This is whatever. You know, it's like, don't. And he's indicating he would, if he were here in the present, you know that's what he would be saying. You know it. He would never be the kind of person that would just let things slide. I don't know why Sicily is important, but that's also in Italy, but it's maybe it's just another repetition of Italy. And he's saying, like, once the key for you is what he's saying. The key for you, Trisha, is when you learn that we accept you, like your guardian angels, those who love you, those who are lovingly guiding you. When you learn to accept and love us, maybe he's Catholic. Maybe that's what he's indicating, is Catholicism, because I'm hearing of the biblical truths. Like, when you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, it's like he's basically saying, when you accept God into your heart truly, and then you will accept yourself. That's the key for you, is knowing in every fiber of your being, and maybe sometimes doubting it, which is okay. That's just a process. That's the normal process, but then that is when you will be able to open up your heart to you. Because I think you're closed off to yourself, is what they're saying. It's like you're closed off to yourself, but you will more readily open up to others, or like It's like you would have better faith in other people than you would have better faith in yourself. And so if you can have faith in them, then you see what I'm saying? I'm just kind of trying to dissect it little by little. But I think I was already clear. Yeah, and that's kind of like, again, it's like they're kind of indicating, they're showing, you know, how, yes, you will have to pay for your, you know, debts. I guess we'll just keep saying it like that. It's like that will carry on and carry on until it's eliminated. That's the normal process for many people, a lot of people. But this, you can do it gracefully, essentially, is what they're saying. Is like, you can do this gracefully. You can change. He's showing me humility and being humble, and he's actually, again, he's showing me a biblical reference of Jesus, and how he's giving me this image of Jesus in rags and praying, and there's like a light coming down onto Jesus, and Jesus is on his knees, and he's showing like dirt all around Jesus and like nobody around him, and identifying that by saying, like, look at who he was. Like, he had nothing, he owned nothing. He's showing me like he doesn't even have a home. That's what he's saying. It's like Jesus, the representation of Jesus is he had nothing. He was just him, like a teacher. He was just himself, his voice, and yet he had it all. That's what, and that's a great representation of grace. I guess is like living like Christ, right? Like trying your best, I guess, because, well, that's another subject, but my what I've seen and my own research, my mental research, talking to my guardian angels and everything, and just visions that came through. So I haven't done any other research to this, and what people say, I don't know. But God is Jesus. Like, he came down in a human form in order to communicate his word for that particular group of people. That's what I've seen, and to show people that this, I will go through these things. I'm not going to ask you to ever go through anything that I would not do myself. And that is why he was a perfect person and miraculous, is because he was God himself in human form, communicating with us and giving us that example of him, like, and a visual of him, you know, a connection to him. Because just like how I am now, I'm communicating what your uncle is saying and what your guardian angels are saying, but that's not hearing them. You're not hearing them through their own voice, like through their own body, right? And that's the same thing with God, is like God communicates through guardian angels. God communicates through us. God communicates through our passed away loved ones. And so that is a way for him to have come through in human form. So we have this physical thing to grasp onto. Again, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael are coming through very strongly in your reading. Very, 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 very strongly. I would advise you to look into them. Maybe even look, I don't know if they're mentioned in the Bible. I mean, I assume that's why they're archangels, right? Maybe there has to be some book that you own is kind of what I'm getting. There's a book that you own, Trisha, that has information about them in it. And you're being guided by your passed away loved one, your uncle, and by your guardian angels to look at those passages, whatever it is in this book. And feel free to write about it. Feel free to write down how you're feeling, or to write to them, journal and write to them. So I'm going to get one from here, and I'm going to get those, or the ones I used yesterday, or what day was it? I don't know. I guess I'll pull. These are ones that they're saying that's enough, and I'm saying I'm going to pull one more, and then they just said, okay. So these are specifically to you, Trisha. I'll pull one for people who are watching. Okay, that's for people. And that could be, if Trisha's watching, that could be for too. Okay, so we have, beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Archangel Michael, I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, in your home. Archangel Metatron, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Comfort, Archangel Azrael, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. And yeah, I think that you can look at all my soulmate and all those other general readings, but I think your true soulmate is one on the spiritual side, and they are guiding and guarding you very fiercely. And this is just I'm going to use that word a lot, but reaffirming for you, Trisha, that you are looked after. They're trying very, very sternly to keep you on your path, and it's basically saying, like, it's up to you. Your choices, you have free will. You can choose to do what you want, right, to a certain degree, but you have to listen. You have to listen to yourself. You have to work on yourself. You have to listen to this higher power, because that's going to dictate your future beyond here. And I mean, some you have to pay for the things that you've done. It's just I'm just kind of repeating, but that's what I'm seeing here. It's repetition of that. It's like pretty much get yourself in order now, because it doesn't work in the way that a lot of people seem to think that it works, where you just kind of at the end, your deathbed, and you're like, hey, I just want to let everyone know I'm sorry, like, and it's a cop-out, it's not genuine, right? Like, that's not, you had all your life to figure that out, and if you were truly sorry, you had all your life to make effort to fix that. So do that, start that now, so that you don't have so much to do later. So we have breakthrough. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It's time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. Self-criticism. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you have critical thoughts about you and make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones. You are a wondrous being of light, even if at times you think you are less than perfect. Remember that God and divine perfection exists in all things. Believe, be open to all possibilities and opportunities. Let go of preconceived ideas. There is nothing to fear. You are constantly surrounded by love. Start to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities abound, provided you are flexible and retain an open heart and mind. Believe, all is possible. And compassion. I feel like this is a separate. This is the one that I was saying I wanted one more. And I think it feels separate too, like another confirmation from your passed away loved one of this. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. So, once again, this is repetition of everything that I'm saying here, where you don't just curl up and give up and just go down a path because it's easy. It's like the path of least resistance because it's something that you are allowing fear to dictate, right? It's like, I'm afraid of change, or I'm afraid of how people are going to perceive me. I'm afraid of, it's like, because all of these pains, like self-inflicted pain and pain that's inflicted on other people, is rooted in not being comfortable in yourself, not wanting to be yourself, not feeling safe in who you are, not feeling safe in being vulnerable with people actually having an opinion about who you truly are. So it's a mask, right? And then it's this continual push of being angry with other people, or resentful or jealous of other people because you feel like you are unworthy. You feel like you aren't those things that you see in them. And so when you focus all of that energy towards loving angels, or your passed away loved ones who are trying to guide you, all that directed energy, that misdirected energy that's directed towards something more positive, can help kind of declutter what's inside of you. So the final message for people who are watching, not Trisha, unless this might apply, but anyway, it says, dare to be different, courage, dare to be different, to make mistakes, create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. So, yeah, pretty much what I said. Bye.